Welcome back to another episode of Mr. J's Workshop. Today I wanted to address a couple questions somebody left in my comments and on one of my videos. So the first question was, what type of front and rear landing gear assembly are you using? So on my Zenith here, I'm using the standard landing gear, the aluminum landing gear, and in the front, I'm using the Viking steel bungee. The kit comes with a regular bungee setup. As most of you know, I'm a flight instructor and I do transitional training, and a lot of the Zenith aircraft that I've been flying have the steel bungee. Now, no, I'm not getting anything for advertising Viking. When there's a good product out there, I want to share that, and it has nothing to do with I'm making money on it. No, it's a good product. Like I said, most of the Zenith aircrafts out there I've been flying have it, and I've been very pleased with the landings and the results, how it works. Uh, what tire size and rims did you choose? All right. This was an option when I bought the kit. They had a Tundra set up. So I have the Aerial Tundra 21 by 8 by 6. It's a nice tire, and I put that on the mains. Uh, Now, for the nose wheel, it's a Carlisle 8 by 6. It's just a standard tire that you would get with your kit if you purchased it. But I will tell you, as soon as that tire wears out, what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace it with the 21 by 8 by 6 tires I have on the mains. I'm going to put one of them up front, and I'm going to get the Viking. They have a spacer block that mounts on the bottom of their strut to increase the prop clearance. Now, I have plenty of prop clearance right now. There's nothing wrong with it, but like I said, when that tire wears out, that's what I'm going to do next. So it'll be down the road sometime before it wears out. The next question, any stalled Tundra tire setup details, bush wheels versus standard wheels? You know, this is a great question. Back in my instructor days in the 141 school, flying general aviation, I would never think anything about tires. All I want is tires so I could take off and land. Now, what I did learn is the smaller tires, even though they work pretty good, they're very sensitive, and you could feel the road as you're going down the runway, depending on the runway you're taking off. Grass, gravel, asphalt, those small tires feel everything. And even on the landings, you're feeling everything if you're not practicing those landings and getting them in there soft. That's the other thing to make these landing gears last longer is work on those landings. We don't want carrier landings every day. So that would pay its toll in time. So putting the 21-inch tires, I will tell you from experience, I did this with a cruiser with a friend of mine, and we put the 21s on, and the landings are a lot smoother. Those tires just cushion the landings, and you don't feel as much of the runway as you did with the smaller tires. Now, there's nothing wrong with the smaller tires. They're lighter. They look cool, but if it was me, I'm going to stick to the 21s. They give me a nice cushion landing, and they feel smoother down the runway. Next question. Did you use gear legs from the Did you use the gear legs from the 750 Super Duty or modify the stock gear? No. Stock gear is stock gear. There's no modifications to it. But I will say, if you go into all these forums out there, you'll find all types of gear accessories, anything from carbon fiber gear to gear attachments that have twin shocks on them. You know, they all look good. I have no experience in those aircrafts that are equipped with them to actually be able to tell you honestly if there's a big difference. Now, some of the things you're going to have to think about is like my plane here has a Rotex 912 ULS. It's 100 horse. If I start adding accessories to it, I'm going to start adding weight. And that's going to kind of bother me because it's going to affect the performance of the takeoffs of the aircraft. But if you're a guy out there who has a Viking engine, a turbocharged 140, you can add whatever weight you want on there. You got the horsepower to take off. Those turbocharged 140s are a beast. But, you know, I've flown a lot of the Rotex 912s. I'm pretty happy with it. Maybe down the road, that's where the direction I will want to go in the future. But, I'll wait for this one to break. So, it looks like that's the last question. If anyone else has questions out there, just give me a comment below. I'll try to answer it. And we'll look forward to seeing you on the next episode of Mr. J's Workshop. Have a great day. See ya.